the defensive measures of Rwanda against threats and attacks from the Democratic Republic of Congo and its partner, where the enemy settlers. Why? Do you think that Rwandese are going to entertain this again? What? The rest of the world. Do you miss again to see Rwandese dying? Do you think that Rwandese are going to allow you to enjoy or to have fun into that entertainment again? I think you entertained enough back in genocide. It will never happen again. The rich people who has bodyguards, who has watchmen, do you assign your bodyguards, your watchmen, or to keep and to make sure that your security is okay within your houses, or you set their posts outside at the gate of Congo? If there are troops on the ground, you get this? President, His Excellency Paul Kagame, even addressed this more often to defend a little bit far off the border. The enemy of Rwanda is not the Democratic Republic of Congo and its citizens. Facts, attacks, and threats against Rwanda have been taking place. You are keeping them to grow for the death of gunfire. That's what you want. That's what you want for Rwandese. But you are busy in your own interests. You fed from Congo. You get this? There is air defense, which is there for the defensive purposes. You get, not offensive purposes. There is ground defense, being carried on by troops. Of course it is there. Nobody have ever stood up and denied that. But they are there for security purposes, not for offensive purposes. The issue is not about how much Rwanda can set a very serious defensive measure for the security purpose. But the issue is why the Democratic Republic of Congo wants those defensive measures to be removed of. Great, you are a very important person. You who have already subscribed on this channel, The Foreigners Talk, you're most welcome again. And I'm your man, Don the Great in this. What is this? This is a political analysis, political comments internationally. Hey, we come back to address this very hot point, this interesting point that's been all around the world. Rwandans defensive measures against threats and attacks from the Democratic Republic of Congo. How do you know that? How did you hear that? What is the logic and what is the story and the conception that you conceive about that point? The defensive measures of Rwanda against threats and attacks from the Democratic Republic of Congo and its partners. Hey, you're most welcome again on this. Hey, it's been always and all along very confusing thing when it comes to the understanding of the reasons and facts as to why Rwanda has set very serious defensive measures for its borders and for its citizens. You get this? It is now a very great opportunity that I get to address this as well, so that we can get better to understand this, and if there is something to be put aside, like those misconceptions you put it aside. If there is something to carry today, so, like a new point to carry today concerning that point, you carry it. But let me start by this point, whereby I'm going to ask that why you word, I'm talking to the rest of the word now, why do you always urge Rwanda to remove its defensive measures? Why do you want this? I think that for the country to have the measures in different things is the most important thing, because like most important in this sector of security, having serious, effective, and like serious defensive measures is something every country in this world would like to possess, would like to practice, would like to have. But I always wonder, as someone who watched this from aside, why do the world always urges Rwanda to remove its defensive measures? Why this? Why this? Why this? You know, back in 1994, during the genocide against Tutsi, the world watched Rwanda. The world watched Rwandese when they were dying. They died. Here in Rwanda, there was UN armies. They were here. They were right here where the killings took place. But they did nothing. Nevertheless, the whole world, there were reporters, international reporters. They reported every step, everything that was happening. Nevertheless, the genocide was planned and it was executed. The word was there. It was you watched this happening to Rwandese. You get? And at this moment, due to the issue that is in existence in Congo against Rwanda, for the fact that Congo is a home for FDLR people who got involved in genocide, who carried on, who did genocide in Rwanda. But the world is there urging Rwanda to take off, to remove its defensive measures from the right place where the enemy dwells, where the enemy settles. Why? Do you think that Rwandese are going to entertain this again? Or let me ask you this word, the rest of the world. Do you miss again to see Rwandese dying? Do you miss again to see Rwandese dying? Or like, do you think that Rwandese are going to allow you to enjoy that entertainment again? Do you think that Rwandese are going to allow you to enjoy or like to have fun into that entertainment again? I think you entertained enough back in genocide. It will never happen again. It will never happen again. Like, for me, I can't see any problem, any issue with the country like Rwanda to have its serious defensive measures on the borders. You get this? Some people get into this by asking this curious question whereby they says that Rwanda has troops in the Democratic Republic of Congo. They backs up M23 rebels. You get this? But you, the world, you miss something big here. And this is going to take me to ask, it happens to me. Let me ask you, the rich people who has bodyguards, who has watchmen on their houses, do you assign your bodyguards, your watchmen, to provide or to protect or to keep and to make sure that your security is okay within your houses, or you set their posts outside at the gates? Well, like, answer me that question. You assign your bodyguards and watchmen to ensure your security within your house or outside the house at the gates. Now, this is the same case with Rwanda. With the fact you always put ahead that Rwanda has troops in the Democratic Republic of Congo. If there are troops on the ground, you get this? President, His Excellency Paul Kagame, even addressed this more often, whereby he said this.
Yes, largely it makes sense. What ordinarily, what would anybody define defensive measures as? To do with the problems that are in Eastern Congo. It means a number of things. It means you may use equipment, you may use troops on the ground, it means to defend that territory. So I don't understand the contradiction. It is actually to defend our border. So if I'm defending my border, one morning I'm in 5 kilometers or 10 or 20 because of what I identified as a threat. And in another week, they have pulled back, or in another week, if there was an equipment to deal with the matter that is threatening you, so there is no contradiction. Defensive measures have always been outlined as being there. First of all, having announced ourselves in different places, defensive measures we take, and defensive measures do not mean one thing.
You get this? That is the logic. And mind you, this is the point the word misses about this. Stepping ahead, like approaching where the enemy is. The enemy of Rwanda is not the Democratic Republic of Congo and its citizens. The enemy of Rwanda is the leadership of the Democratic Republic of Congo that entertains and became the home for FDLR people who did genocide here in Rwanda. They fled from Rwanda after killing Rwandese. You get this? After being involved in the genocide against Tutsi back in 1994, April. That is the reason. Now, since there is a group of those people there, and Rwanda knows where they settle, Rwanda knows where they dwell, and each and every day they plan to attack. There are facts. Attacks and threats against Rwanda have been taking place many times. You know this. You get this? And you go there, you want to hide the truth because of gains you gain from that country, and you choose just to keep quiet. You put the interests you fetch from the Democratic Republic of Congo, and you prefer to quiet the truth of Rwanda. That is the problem you have, the word. Because even someone from any other planet hearing that you are always urging Rwanda to take off, to switch off, to do whatever on their defensive measures, it is a shame. It's shameful. It is not logical. But you put ahead the interests you have from the Democratic Republic of Congo, regardless of who is going to die or who is going to survive. What you are putting ahead or you are looking for is the interest you get from that country. When will you hear the truth of the reason and facts as to why Rwanda has, and like any other countries, has to set the defensive measures, serious ones. Why? Why, and when will you come to an extent where you will understand this? Now, there is any other illustration I want to use here and to get you to understand this. You know, the world is busy. The people who are in charge, they are busy providing injections for body immunity. You are busy providing and giving out the injections for body immunity. But there is something you don't care for. Especially you provide this kind of stuff for Africans. But you want them to remove their country immunities. You are giving to take off to remove their country's immunities. In other words, you want them to die not by body diseases but by gunfire. That is the truth. You are keeping them to grow for the death of gunfire. That's what you want. That's what you want for Rwandese. That's what you want for this country. Why can't you sit down and address the issue from the very root? The root you know. The root you know. His Excellency Paul Kagame always addresses this. But you are busy in your own interests. You fed from Congo. You don't want to put in press this. You don't want to value this. These reasons, these facts as to why Rwanda must defend its security. You get this? There is air defense, which is there for the defensive purposes. You get, not offensive purposes. There is ground defense, land defense. Being carried on by troops. Of course it is there. Nobody have ever stood up and denied that. But they are there for security purposes, not for offensive purposes. They are defending, of course, like any other country, like other countries. So it is not illogical. In general, the whole world, you are not willing to hear the reasons why defensive measures are there, because deep down you know that of course they are there. There are reasons for defensive measures. But your eyes are only on the interest you have where attacks and threats against Rwanda comes from. That is the problem. By the moment you'll be able to sit down and put aside the fact that you are fetching a lot of minerals from Congo, the moment we sit down and put aside the fact that there are many and more interests you are expecting from that country, you will be able to overroot the issue that is always coming back, that is always repeating itself within more than 30 years with between Rwanda and RDC. But my take on this is this: the people of the Democratic Republic of Congo and the people of Rwanda, they don't have any problem between them. But the leadership, the ways the leadership of RDC understands the fact that it hosts people who did Rwanda bad is still the issue with both countries. You get this? The issue is not about how much Rwanda can set a very serious defensive measure for the security purpose, but the issue is why the Democratic Republic of Congo wants those defensive measures to be removed. Of course, it is to get the entrance for those people, or to make the way for those people who did Rwanda bad back in 1994 to make a way for them to come and destroy everything that Rwanda has achieved in this more than like 32 years of struggle, of development, of international cooperations, of different things. Everyone can see where Rwanda came from and where it is now, and even where it is heading. Every day you read Rwanda in different newspapers, you watch Rwanda wherever you are. You get, even you who don't know anything about Rwanda, don't worry, you go hear this in a few days, I am sure, wherever you are in this world. And still at the same time, you are like the way your interests from Congo are heavy, they drive you crazy to an extent whereby you put aside the truth of the matter and you cover that with some lies around. You see, I'm saying that there are untangible rights according to the peace agreement that's been signed, I think, more than 3 times. In the same case, America got involved in this, Qatar got involved in this signing of peace agreement. But can you imagine, or is it not illogical how America got involved in this and still the case is still the same? Is it not illogical how Qatar got involved in this and still at this point the case is still the same? It is illogical, of course. So, on this channel, the Foreigners Talk, we talk, we address, and we comment on international politics. I'm here, I'm your man, Don the Great. Thank you for having tuned on this channel. I urge you to hit that subscribe button so that you'll be able to follow and fall deep into this international politics with us. Thank you for your time. See you next time on this screen.